Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped. Now, 5 years ago, I came to Harbour Cars behind me with a good friend of mine when he collected his Porsche Boxster 3.2 S. Little did I think that 5 years later, I'd be coming back myself to pick up my first, what I'm going to call, very special car. Now, it's pretty difficult for me to hide the brand because Harbour Cars behind me are specialists in only two brands, Porsche and Mercedes, and they are the South Coast premier Porsche specialist. I think I've just given it away, haven't I? Yeah, today guys, I'm buying a Porsche. Now, if you haven't tuned in to the last video to land on the channel, I suggest you pause, go back and watch that video, and then you'll understand the context of why I'm here today. I've wanted to buy myself a really special car for a while now, and I'm in a very, very fortunate position to do that. And I'm a big Porsche fan. So to come here to Harbour Cars, to my friends at Harbour Cars, I've done a number of videos here, not only my mate's Porsche Boxster collection, but also I drove my first 911 here. I even drove a really nice AMG SLK 55. They've always got a beautiful selection of cars. Lined up in the sunshine, we've got a really lovely 911 997 Gen C2 manual there, a 981 Cayman S PDK. I am mildly in love with this Cayman T 718. It's got the Porsche carbon bucket seats, absolutely mega spec. In fact, so mega, I think I'm going to come back and drive this car next week because it's absolutely lovely. Another 981 Cayman 3.4S in a beautiful shade of yellow. And then this 911, the cool thing about this Turbo S is its first owner was Eric Clapton. Well, inside is a car that I can't say I'm its first owner, but I am its owner. I can't wait to share with you what I've bought. It's undercovers inside. So I bought a Porsche. The question is, which one? Now, avid watchers of the channel will know that last year I took a Cayman GT4 to the North Coast 500, did over 2,500 miles in the car, absolutely fell in love with it. And you may well think I bought a Cayman GT4. And had I want to buy one, then I could have bought this, because this is an absolutely stunning one owner 718 GT4 in crayon. Now, when I decided I was going to buy a Porsche, Mrs. Petrol Ped said, it's got to be crayon. It's her favourite colour. We'll see what colour my car is very shortly, but it's not the GT4. This was just a little bit too rich for me in terms of budget. But this one, oh my days. Club Sport pack, so it's got the roll cage in the back, it's got the carbon bucket seats. It's absolutely stunning. And whoever is the lucky owner of this car, I am very jealous. But I'm not going to keep you hanging on any longer. It's about time we revealed what's underneath this cover, because this is my new car. So I'm going to get Sam from Harbour Cars on camera to help me uncover my new car and show you what I've bought. My levels of excitement right now are very high. The day's arrived, my friend. Now, guys, I want you to meet Sam from Harbour Cars, who has been dealing with me throughout the whole purchase. Now, a little bit of backstory. I came in here just to look at the car, to kind of, I'd been looking at a few online. I'd not really seen a spec I liked. They were all a bit far away. I went on holiday. I came back from holiday. The morning after we got back from holiday, I went on Auto Trade and went, oh no, that's the perfect spec. And it's a Harbour Cars. So I came down and I saw it and I was very good. I went away. And then what did you do?
Sent an email.
Yes. Pete, are you still interested in the car? And I'm like, oh no. Anyway, spring forward a few weeks and the car is here, and I can't wait any longer, my friend.
It has been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a long time. Shall we show them what we bought? Now, it's obviously a Porsche, but we will slowly reveal. So the colour, Dolomite Silver. I'm sure those Porsche aficionados will have guessed exactly what kind of car and spec it is. But, oh my days. So, ladies and gentlemen, meet the new member of my garage. A Porsche 718 Boxster GTS 2.5. Convertible. Oh my days. Yeah. What do you think? Let me show you around the car. So here we are, a brand new car. I am having a bit of an out-of-body experience today. I can't quite believe today has come. I think when I started YouTube 6 years ago, you know, the thought of buying a really nice car one day funded by YouTube was an aspiration that I honestly never thought would happen. And I'm very, very lucky that it has. So this is the new car in my garage. As you know me, I name all my cars. So this one is called Lady Penelope, after one of my favourite characters from Thunderbirds, but she will be known for sure as Penny the Porsche. Now, one of the things I love about Harbour Cars is all the cars that they sell are prepared to a ridiculous level of quality, and they all get a full machine polish and ceramic coating. So when I came to view this car, it was in beautiful, beautiful condition, but I want to do some road trips and events in this car. In fact, the first road trip I'm doing this car is next month. So I wanted it to be protected. I wanted it to have PPF. So Harbour Cars recommended a local company called Fresh Layers. And I went along to Fresh Layers. I actually bought this car 2 and a bit weeks ago. I got the V5 in my name. And it went to Fresh Layers for PPF. Now, it hasn't had full PPF. It's had what they call a track pack. So basically the whole front end of the car, around the windscreen surround, the side sills, and a few little bits at the back. But let's go back to Monday of last week, off to Fresh Layers, and see them at work, because their level to detail was quite ridiculous as well.
Although starting with a very clean car that's been machine polished, first up a deep clean, including snow foam, to get the car as contaminant free as possible. Then this software has all of the patterns for the Boxster GTS, which is sent to this plotter to cut them out of the incredibly expensive self-healing paint protection film. Then all of the excess bits of film are removed, leaving just the pieces that are going to go onto the car. Each piece is then placed onto this wallboard, where it's wet with a water solution. The car is wet with a spray, and then the backing film is removed, and here we see a single piece of PPF being applied to the bonnet. I found this whole process fascinating to watch. It's quite hypnotic really. Then using a plastic squeegee, all of the water and air is forced out from underneath the PPF, and then it can start to adhere to the car. The guys use 2 different types of solution. One solution which gives the movement to the film so you can move it around and get it in the right place, and then a different solution to actually start the adhesive curing. We even had a bit of spare film left over to do the top of the spoiler at the rear of the car. Finally, the front detailing, the black detailing around the splitter. This is actually a gloss black paint protection film that's been applied, and I think it just sets the car off fantastically. The guys at Fresh Layers really did do a magnificent job. Their attention to detail was something else. I'll put all of their details in the description below. Highly recommended.
I actually can't believe today has arrived. It's quite a long time ago since I first saw this car, and I've actually owned it for 2 weeks. I haven't yet driven the car. The next thing, or the next reason why I chose this particular car and why I kind of moved on it, even though it was probably before I wanted to actually buy a car, if that makes sense, is this car has what's called the GTS interior pack, which makes it very, very special in here. So that pack gives me things like the contrast crayon stitching on the seats and on the dash surround. There's lovely carbon fibre trim on the centre console, and along the front of the dash I've got an Alcantara clad steering wheel, a kind of grey contrast around the rev counter. It's just a stunning cabin. It's beautiful in here. I went for the PDK. I did actually initially think I wanted to go down the manual route. The more people I talked to, both owners and kind of people who've driven them, I just ended up deciding that PDK was a better option for me, and I can't wait to experience that. I'll talk more about the GTS in terms of its spec and its performance, but headline figures is this is, if you like, the ultimate Boxster. It's got the 2.5 litre turbocharged flat 4. It's producing about 360 horsepower, and it's very torquey apparently, so I can't wait to drive it. I want to say thank you to a couple of other people that have made this car possible. So first up, Helen and all the team at Lillian Stanley Finance helped me get into this car. This is a big leap financially for me. It's twice as much money as I've ever spent on a car before. So it took a lot of thinking about, but the guys at Lillian Stanley really did walk me through the process. The service level was just fantastic. And I'm now sat in this car. And I don't feel like I've stretched or pushed myself financially, and I'm quite comfortable with that. So I will be doing some content with Lillian Stanley going forward, just helping you understand exactly how I finance this car. And then the second group of guys that I'd like to thank are those that are going to insure me to drive this car, and that is Lockton Performance. Again, I wanted to kind of look at the level of cover that I have for both of my cars, and Lockton Performance, their level of service just absolutely fantastic. So they'll be insuring this and the Ruby Roadster, both on road and on track, and we'll be doing some stuff with them again in the future, just talking about a kind of, they provide a real concierge service to your insurance, so quite a step above anything that I've experienced before. And interestingly, both of those companies are sponsors of SEC private members, and that's the final group of people I want to thank, because finally I've got a qualifying car. Woohoo! So I've been involved with SEC private members, as I'm sure you know, since it started in lockdown, and I've been to many of their events, but I've always had to borrow a car because they have a qualifying car list, and my cars didn't qualify. Well, my car qualifies now. I've got my membership sticker on the windscreen, and I cannot wait to go to my first event with SEC private members. Now, there is one more guy I want to thank, and also I think you probably need to have a view of the rear of the car. And finally, the rear of the car. Now, I love the blacked out lettering, I love the smoked lenses on the tail lamps. Actually, the detail of the light cluster and stuff inside there is just beautiful. But the other thing that really made this car stand out for me when I saw pictures online is the diffuser at the back in body colour. I just think that makes the car look beautiful. Last shout out is to my mate Tom at Number One Plates for sending me over these plates. They do these rear plates with different shapes, you know how lots of manufacturers have kind of quite bespoke shapes. And I just think that looks really, really cool. So massive thanks to Tom. I'll put a link in the description below. I've got a discount code with Number One Plates. So if you're interested in plates, they don't just do Porsches, they do all different types of manufacturers with these specialist plates on the back. But I've also got Lady Penelope on there as well, and my Petrol Ped logo. I think that sets off the car beautifully. It's come time for me to have the keys handed over to me and then take Lady Penelope for her first drive. I'm so excited. So there you go.
You finally get to drive it.
I know, I cannot, I'm so excited. There's just one thing I need before I can drive it.
This key?
Yeah.
There you go, congratulations.
Thank you, my friend.
There you go.
Thank you
Enjoy
for
it.
everything. Do you know what, that actually, to have a Porsche key and own a Porsche, that's very cool. Cheers, mate.
Thanks a lot. Have fun.
Time to drive my car.